Hello friends, Maria here. Hope you are well. I am well, and I want to start off by thanking everybody who has liked this page, all the comments that I'm receiving on my mailbox, and also the requests for future videos. I appreciate all of that. So this is a video, a request video about why do people not call once they go abroad. So the first reason why your people may not be calling you is because maybe it's just not their personality. If they were not calling you when you were back home, that's not gonna change because they are abroad. So you at home, just take the onus and find them for yourself so you can be so you can feel relaxed. Another reason why your family may not be calling you is because they got here and life got hard real quick. Many of us have ideas of what it may be, what it is like to go abroad, but the people who come here excited also about the same notions have to hit the ground running. It doesn't take long to realize this is not what you thought it was. There's no money trees here. The weather changed real fast. You have never felt so hot or so cold. The food is different. I mean, things just hit you so quickly. And so then you're so busy trying to learn everything that you almost forget yourself as a person. The third reason, and this is a big one, at least from the people I know and myself, is that when people come here, you're all on the same wavelength. Everybody is excited. We are going, I'm going to state up. Even your family stops calling you by your real name. Wakikuona karibu, they start to twang around you, so everybody is excited about you going to America, and you are excited as well about coming to America. Your family now imagines that you'll be able to send lots of money and lots of American gifts to them. And so when you're catching that plane, you're still on that momentum. When you land wherever you're going, you're still on that momentum. And then, like I said earlier, life changes. And then you realize, oh my God, I cannot send money. I don't even have money to eat. I don't even know where to get this, what you want for you. And their morale begins to go down. Your morale stays up, because you're excited your person is there, right? And at first, this person, your family member calls you back, shows you all the beautiful things about the new land. If they buy some old car, they show it to you, and you're like, oh my God, look at my brother. He bought a car, he did this, he did this. So everything is hyped up to here for everyone. And then you realize you are barely surviving. It is too cold. You are getting unbelievably homesick because the holidays are here. Everybody has gone to their family. You are left there like, a hermit or some kind of orphan. And you try to call home. So you pick up the phone with the people at home who are so excited about your life. And you are not as excited anymore. And the conversation, this is where it all begins to break down. When this person who is abroad is trying to explain to you their experience, I hate it, I want to come back home. Kila mtu anasema, oh my goodness, na ile gari ununua, na yani huko kuna this, kuna that, kuna pesa every mbona, you don't send us anything. You can't even get a word in edgewise to say, Mami, I haven't eaten for 3 days. Brother, man, if you got a couple, couple dollars, a couple shillings, send it my way. You try to say that, and they're like, wacha mchezo na wewe, wacha mchezo. What do you mean? You send us the money. You try to say, these people don't like me, they hate me. Last week somebody just put a burning cross in front of my window. They don't like me because I'm black or because I'm African. They think I'm poor. All kinds of mess that is going on in your head. You try to tell this to your family. They're like, you be strong. You be strong. You are our hope. You are our hope. We pray for you. We are going to pray for you. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with praying. But that whole exchange where you call your household, your family a couple times when you are so depressed, don't know what to do, and they cannot hear it. And so you end up just, after a while, you just begin to avoid those phone calls. You see it's 254, you're like, you don't pick it up, or, and then after a couple rings, maybe a couple days, you're like, this, that, and the other, exams here, work, and this, that, I couldn't call you back. You just start to learn how to lie, and many people do this, and then you feel guilty, you feel bad about it, and you're always judging yourself. Am I being unappreciative? How can I not be grateful? How many people at home would love to have my opportunity? So your mind starts playing tricks with you. This is where depression for many people begins. All these names I am putting here, and many I don't put, for people who died and nobody knows who they are, their families can't find them. That's how that began. So family members, please, 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 please listen to your loved ones. Whatever they're saying to you multiplied by a couple thousand, it's a lot. And another reason why your family members may stop calling you is because they're straight up tired. Time difference. So you're working around the clock. You barely sleep. You barely eat nutritious food. Most people don't. Like, you're lonely, all this here, and then you're trying to get to catch some sleep here, and your family calls you at 3 a.m. so excited about life. Wow, Sasa, wow, Nisangapi uko? Nisangapi? Everybody asks that. Nisangapi? What? And you're like, ugh. It is 3 a.m. and I cannot be as excited about this because I just got back here. My ass is cold. I'm hungry. I'm homesick. I can't match your joy. So after a while, those 3 a.m. calls, you just, and the people calling are having a good time. They want to talk to you. They miss you. But now you begin to feel like they just don't give a damn about you. Like, check the time. My 3 a.m. is exactly that. I'm asleep. Don't call me. So if you can help them greatly by checking that time, stop calling in the middle of the night. They love to hear from you. It is just 3 a.m. So you'll find that they will not call you further and further and further. They will stop calling because they feel misunderstood, they feel uncared for, and all of that. So just have that in mind. Look, another reason why your folks do not call you is because they just don't have the money to call you. They can't afford to be dialing you up every day. I cannot tell you how much money I spent on direct phone calls. So you can send them a text, and so you be the one to share. Always remember, they're alone. We are together. Okay, the next reason why people are not just calling you is because you always asking for money. You call, you're like, hey, first you call and wake me up when I'm tired and cold and lonely, and then you're like, hi, how are you? Why haven't you called us? Why, your brother here doesn't have school fees. They've been home for a month, and why haven't you sent us something? Some family members get very upset that you didn't send money. Most people, this is the God honest truth. Your family members will not tell you this, but very few people can afford to sustain you at home and their life wherever they are. But if you have a family member who has been outside of the country for under 5 years, and this person is sending you money to like pay school fees, pay this, pay loans, pay this, you better believe they are not having a great life. So just know that. So but when you don't have that money to give and you're broke yourself, and people, bill collectors are calling you from every end, then you see that number, the 254, you're like, oh, what do I say? And then you feel guilty and you feel lazy and you judge yourself and you get just a little more depressed about things. You may call for money, but make sure money call cannot be more than, hey, how are you call, thinking about you call, we love you call. The money calls cannot be that. So feeling like some kind of an ATM machine hurts people, they stop calling you. And another reason why your family members are not calling you is kind of attached to the money, but a little different, because it also happens that people will call you from home or not call you from home when something tragic happens, so that when you see it's like a home number, it's a few things. One, they're broke or they want money. Two, someone is very, very sick. Three, someone died. So, and that creates a little bit of a trauma because you're continuously expecting. These things play with people's minds. Every time you hear a phone, you're like, oh my gosh, somebody died. Oh my gosh, somebody died. and everything is much worse, because if somebody died at home, you guys are together, you're going through that together. Your family member is hurting by themselves. Until you have gone through that, it's hard to explain to anybody what that's like. The other thing is when somebody dies and you don't tell people. People are like, well, he's died, what's the point of telling them? And then somewhere down the line, somebody skips a beat and says, well, at your grandpa's funeral, you're like, what? Whose grandpa are you talking about? Which grandpa? So you guys have mourned, you've moved on, and now this relative is now going to have to mourn all by themselves. That really puts something in you that is not good. These things will make people not call, because they're like, I don't have money to send, so I can call. I don't want to hear any bad news. It's really bad where I am right now. I'm not gonna call you. So the ones who have humiliated, who've been strong, they've responded to everything. Then they come home and visit. So they realize that the relationships have changed. When you come back home, everybody treats you differently. And before, you were really an integral aspect of the household, the family, the extension, social people. But when you come from somewhere, that changes. Now, some people love that. There are those that just, and I'm one of those where it just enhances the loneliness. So usually the immediate family stays kind of the same. You begin to feel yourself separating from your home, and you go back to your work or your school or whatever, you really feel, you feel confused, because you're no longer that person that lives there, and you're certainly not a member of this culture. Many people who go abroad, when they come back, you see, they're darkened, they're quieter, they're lonelier, they look different. A gap happens, no longer a tease. We used to read the book, Things Fall Apart, no longer a tease. And we would laugh and thought it was funny. Once you travel, you're like, okay, I'll be a Concord I kind of feel like that dude right now. The group is the one that is to hold this person, like support them, nurture them. Whatever you want them to do for you, first do for them, until they feel they're stable. I hope that explain something. I did not want this to be so long, but it looks like it got long. You can watch it in bits and pieces, you know, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So once again, thank you so much for the question. Be well, have yourselves a fantastic week, and bye-bye.